Hey everybody, it's Jane. How are you doing? I hope everybody's good. I hope that if you're in a place that's really cold that you're warm today because it is really cold in Connecticut. And I actually love it. I'm gonna make a fire in my little wood stove and then get cozy. I'm just waiting. There we go. I am sending out a text, and there we go. So if you want to be in my text club, my text group, and I will send you a text when I go live. I'm getting better about remembering to do it. It's 860-385-6369. So to join, just text me hello, add me to your, there'll be a link to add me to your phone book. And it's 860-385-6369. So what we're going to be working on, and by the way, thank you so much to everybody who was in the Painted Cottage Facebook group for our mini workshop marathon, which was a blast. And during a blizzard, I had a technical issue. It had nothing to do with the blizzard. It was hilarious. So I'm so glad that you guys were there. I'm going to be emailing the winner of my raffle prize soon. I had tons of orders. So and thank you so much, you guys. To place an order with me for all my DIY supplies and stuff, just go to chalkmercantile.com. To join my membership, you go to surfaceanthology.com. But I was spending the good part of this morning getting those orders packed and labeled and ready to go. So what we're going to be doing today is, if you remember last, I made this, I guess it's a heart wreath. And I was kind of going back to, if you guys remember this project. You move this aside for a second. So this is what inspired my heart wreath. And for this one, I used the Iron Orchid Moulds, the Laurel mold, and then somebody asked me about the little flowers. That is the Swags mold. And here are the little flowers that I use. This one, and then this one. And then here's the Laurel. I was using it today. I use this all the time. The Laurel mold. And there's little bees here everywhere. I might add some bees down the road to my heart. But I wanted to show you that. So this is what inspired it. This one I did some interesting stuff. Like I have little pine cones that I dipped in plaster. And they're chipping a little bit, but I kind of like that. So I wanted to make one in the shape of a heart. So let's, oh, and one more thing. This background is all Miss Mustard Seed milk paint. I wanted something that looks really old and kind of decrepit. So that's what I use, Miss Mustard Seed. Now our heart, let me grab this. This is just a mishmash of all different red chalk paints. And again, if you go to my YouTube channel, Surface Anthology, you'll see a tutorial for where I put and you can see it behind me, the big white transfer on that piece of paper with all the reds. And you can watch that and see how I put those reds down. And then I grabbed the same two molds, the Laurel and the Swags, and the last live I did, we created the basic shape of the heart. And in this one, I just added more and more to it. And I'm gonna kind of stop now and do some gold leafing. And then I wanna see how it looks and see if I can, if I wanna add some more. And that's really the great thing about creating something like this, is you could go back in and keep working on it, which is a lot of fun. Closing my computer, it's distracting. So gold leafing, one of my favorite things to do, and it's so easy. When you get gold leaf, it comes in a book. Let me see if I have a book that I haven't cut yet. So here's silver leaf, but it comes in a book like this. And as you can see here, I'm using strips because I cut the books. And that way I'm not using a big giant piece if I just want a gold leaf like a little flower at the top. So you can always cut your books. You need gilding size, which is the glue. This is my giant thing because I gold leaf all the time. So you need size. You cannot use regular glue. The size, even when it's dry, is sticky. We call it coming to tack. So it will grab the gold leaf. If you use regular glue, when it dries, it's not sticky. So the gold leaf will have nothing to adhere to. So I'm just gonna use a bowl. Don't do what I'm doing over your wreath. And I'm just gonna put, you only need a little tiny bit of size. And then I'm gonna use, I grabbed a couple of artist brushes. I have a flat and a round, and you know, I'm gonna start with the flat and see how I like it. But I'm gonna apply the size everywhere I want the gold leaf to go. So, dip it in, offload a little bit. We don't want too much. And I know for sure I want the flowers leafed. And gold leaf, it comes in gold, real gold, silver, real silver, copper. It comes in all kinds of different metals. All right, and I'm just hitting the tops. And that's why, you know, usually I do use a flat brush because it kind of just goes along the top of the design. And you do have to be careful because everywhere the size goes, the leaf will go. Okay, one more here. And I definitely want, let me make sure I got them all. I definitely want the leaf on the bow. So I'm gonna put the size on this. I mean, don't get nervous. Size looks beautiful. Not size, gold leaf looks beautiful on everything. So if you put a little too much, it'll probably look great. If you still feel it's just too much, you go grab some white paint and go over the gold leaf where you know, where you don't want it. All right, now make sure you put your brush in water. We have to wait just a couple of minutes for this to come to tack. Now, when it's white on white like this, it's a little hard, so you kind of really do have to give it a couple of minutes. And what you can do to test it is you press your finger down onto the size, and if it's still wet, it's gonna come off on your finger. If it's dry, it's not gonna come off on your finger, but it'll feel tacky. And that means it's come to tack. When it's on a darker color, it's easy because, oop, there goes one of my bobby pins. My hair was making me nuts, I had it up. When it's on a darker color, it's easy because it goes from milky to clear. And you can push this a little bit, you know, grab your blow dryer on low, but it really doesn't take that long. All right, let's see. All right, feels good. The other thing you're going to need is a brush to remove. When we put the leaf down, you'll see why. We need to brush it away. If you're somebody who's doing a wall or a ceiling with your gold leaf and you don't want it to be scratched, you have either a pair of cotton gloves that they use for this, you know, those really soft cotton gloves, and you'll rub away the excess leaf, or they have leafing brushes which are very, very soft, so they won't scratch the leaf. If you do want it scratched, you can do what I do and use a natural bristle brush. You can also, to age it even more, take away the brightness, you can use very, very fine steel wool, and that will also kind of knock off the brightness and give it a really soft look. All right, so we take our leaf, our little book. This is a book of strips, and I just open up to a page that has the leaf, and I'll do 2 flowers right there. Now, since this pulled off, pressing those down, give it a tear. And the only reason I'm doing this is this pulled off. You really shouldn't touch it like this, but what the heck. And my project is very, it's very rustic. I'm not really worried about it being perfect. Okay, so now I open up to the next page, the next strip. And I will get these 2. Up there. I could use this little one. And again, we're going to open up. Oh, I love the gold with the red. Open up to the next page or strip. See if I could get 3 here. And we just have this flower and our bow left. Open to the next page. We'll get the bottom of this bow. And you can feel where you missed it. Okay. So there it is. I've got my leaf down on all the little elements that I put the size on. I'm going to tear off some of this tissue and use this to kind of burnish down. And I'm just pressing the leaf down. And there's definitely areas I missed because the tissue is sticking. And you just do this all the way around. Then grab your brush, soft brush, coarse brush, depending on the texture you want, and you just brush away the excess leaf. I'm also kind of pressing it in a little bit because these are really dimensional molds. And if you want to add more leaf, hey, Joni, how are you? Is it still cold down there in Alabama? Joni is down in Alabama. And I always think of it like Florida, like it's just always warm. And she said it was chilly last week or this weekend. It's really cold here. All right, so there are all our little elements, right, with their gold leaf. And now I'm just gonna brush away. And you gotta have a vacuum cleaner because this does go everywhere. But I absolutely love gold leafing, gilding. There's just nothing like it. And I'm brushing all the excess away. And these Iron Orchid molds, it went from 30 to 60. Actually, wow. We're now like, I don't know, it's like 10 today. But this Thursday, it's supposed to be 50 in Connecticut, and we're getting some kind of a storm. But 30 to 60 is a real hop. All right. Look at that. So pretty. I don't think there's anything more beautiful than gold leaf and red. I just think there's such a great combo. So that is it. That's how easy leafing is. And obviously when you're leafing like a surface, you know, like on a piece of furniture, you're not gonna have all these lumpy, bumpy things. You're just gonna apply your leaf and then lay down your, apply your size and then lay down your leaf. But look at how beautiful that is. It's just a sweet little Valentine's wreath. And it has, because we switched up the type of paint and the colors, a really different look than my original one. So that's it, you guys. Joni, isn't it pretty, Joni? Joni did a really beautiful one too. Joni, that magenta color, she did a very distressed kind of piece in this magenta and gold, which I just loved. Also using Iron Orchid, I think, right, Joni? We're both Iron Orchid stockists, so we love it. And by the way, I do have an order coming. I got your emails, you guys, about Iron Orchid, and the whole supply chain issue has taken its toll for sure. So I've got an order coming, and if you're on my email list, you'll get an email when things come back in stock. So don't worry about that. But this is it, you guys. Give gold leafing a try. It is a lot of fun. It's not expensive. I think it's really easy, and there's just nothing as beautiful as real gold leaf. Well, as close to like 24 karat gold as we could come. Joni, thank you so much for joining me. Joni's also in the Painted Cottage Facebook group. She was one of the decorative painters. Thank you all for joining us on Saturday. I had a blast. Make sure you check your emails. I'll be emailing out my raffle winner soon to see if you won. All right, you guys have a great day. Happy painting, and I'll see you next time. See you later, Joni.